What's up, everybody? Welcome back to House of Agendas. Kenzie, how are you doing today, man?
Um, you know, After a long layoff from 2K, the god of play now games has decided to return. So I'm back. So if anybody wants to lose in 2K, hit my jack.
Okay, so we have a pretty important series coming up later tonight. A 3-on-3 series in which a lot of friendships could be ruined. I mean, it's pretty important. Um, we're bringing a backyard football player into it. We're bringing Roshi, who just got thrown into the mix because you guys are bullies.
I,
Uh, the Kraken's going to be fully released tonight,
that's
and
good.
a good two-way player like Bari's just caught in the middle of your ego maniac. So it should be interesting, this new series we're getting ready to play. Um, Kinsey, any other news from you? How's the weather?
Well, decent, decent. It's like 60 something the whole week, so good. But
Have you guys been able to get outside and ball?
it's hard gathering people at this point, man. Somebody either lazy or at work. We haven't played in the park since like last July. It's awful.
That's rough. Have
Luckily,
people
I mentally trained. No, they just me and Shady. We tried to gather the troops like 2 weeks ago. Only like
No, I mean,
three
like,
people opened the message.
y'all don't have like a court you go to where like other people are playing like 5-on-5 pickup?
Yeah, but like we want to like go with our people so we can play them or
you
play
guys are
each other.
scared.
Never.
Scared to get in the run.
No, nobody want to see me for the first time. You don't know what move am I back out.
That definitely hurts your legacy all the time. All right, let's get into the topics for today. Nikola Jokic, is he officially with a ring and potentially a Finals MVP? Is he a top 50 player of all time?
50, yes, absolutely. I actually think you could creep him a bit higher. Like, honestly, with his resume after this year, it's going to be like what, at least three or maybe four All NBAs, two MVPs, a ring, Finals MVP mostly. So honestly, you could creep him up like towards like that Harden versus CP3 KG type of like top 30, but people are gonna say longevity because he's really only been good since like 2019.
I mean, he's been 7 years and he's been really good for 5 now. So
yeah, so they're gonna say, he has to do it longer. But if you just look at it in a vacuum, like people did with Giannis, I don't see how like you say he's not at least 30, top 30.
Yeah. And then, so yeah, like you said, Jokic, 2 MVPs, 5-time All-Star, 5 All-NBAs. And you can also say pretty comfortably he's the most complete offensive center we've ever seen.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody shot the ball like him. Nobody can pass the ball like him. His inside game is elite. He's got Dirk fadeaways, which is crazy.
Those shots don't look like they should go in.
No, it's wild. Like at this point, you just like, if it's the end of the shot clock and Jokic is fading away from you, just run the other way because it's going in.
That's why his shot's so hard in 2K because like his shot is just ugly. Like it's bad. It just works.
But yeah, I mean he's just such a complete offensive player. It's really insane. I wanted to touch on something else with Jokic since we both agree that he is a top 50 player. Where do you rank Jokic now in the top 10 centers of all time? Do you want ESPN's top 10 list like before the season?
Yeah, but from offhand knowledge, I would have to start him at 7 because I think I already know like the top 6.
Okay, so top 6 this is kind of in any order: Kareem, Wilt, Shaq, Russell, Hakeem, and then David Robinson comes at 6.
They don't have Moses?
No, on this list I saw that it had Robinson ahead of Moses.
So maybe I'll have Nikola like 8 or 9. I ain't gonna act like I know everything about Moses, but like whenever I hear people's like top 50, top 20 list, he's usually very, very high up. So I'm assuming he's like that.
So I believe if Jokic wins a ring, I believe Moses. Let me double check his accomplishments real quick. I don't want to say an accomplishment he didn't have. They would both have a Finals MVP and a championship. Moses has 3 MVPs. Jokic only has 2. So it would be very close between him and Moses. So are you saying you have him at 8, and then Moses, Robinson, and the rest of the guys ahead of him?
Yeah, that sounds fair.
Because I feel like he's got to be over Ewing if he wins a ring. He'd be over Bill Walton. He'd be over some of those other guys like that. Who else?
Thomas Bryant.
Yeah, no, I mean, I have Thomas Bryant at like definitely in the top, 500 centers of all time.
2018, 2019, Thomas was so special, man.
That's such a wild statement. That's such a weird person to like. But yeah, I have Jokic at least in front of Walton and Ewing at this point. Moses, Robinson. I think he passes those guys with longevity.
Yeah.
He's going to have a really hard time to break into the top 5, though.
Yeah, that's hard. That top 5 center list, those straight up historic.
Bill Russell, Shaq, Wilt, Kareem. Jokic would almost have to go on like a three-peat just to even get to the conversation.
Yeah, he would definitely at least make one more.
Well, no, I mean, he'd have to win, like, at least he'd have to have at least 2 rings to get into that conversation.
Hakeem
won back-to-back.
Oh yeah, he did repeat. Yeah, he did repeat. I knew for sure he had one. I forgot he repeated.
When Jordan retired just to dodge the Rockets, yeah.
Oh yeah, so yeah, he definitely not. Yeah, it's gonna be tough.
That's what I mean is you have to have 2 to even get into the conversation.
Yeah.
And I mean it's interesting. Like I definitely could see him getting to 6 all time in centers. That's 2 more spots, and Moses and Robinson still have longevity and some accomplishments above them. But that's an interesting conversation for Jokic, who, as we could see, is clearly the best player in the league now. And I'm just wondering how much longer he can keep this up. He's only in his 7th year. He's got a lot of time.
Right.
Let's jump into the New York basketball scene. Tell me about the Lady Liberty.
It honestly might be the best collection of talent the New York team ever had. I don't know, like maybe what the Yankees was doing like the 70s and 80s, but the Liberty, I don't think this. Well, I know this never happened in the NBA. They traded for 2 MVPs.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like they had Sabrina, who's already at an MVP type level. Brandon Stewart, bro. Sunday, if that's how it is watching Clay, I understand why the Golden State arenas be packed out. John Paul Jones MVP, Courtney Vandersloot, I think they got her in free agency, but like she's in like another all-star level talent. It's rare to like go on like a betting site and see a New York team having the second highest odds on the ring. So honestly, it's them, and like the Aces was like 100, the Liberty was like 120. The next team was at 1,000.
Yeah,
like
it's pretty clear who they.
That's the last time I recall sports having that is like 2017 Cavs Warriors, where it's just y'all 2 and the rest. So yeah, it was really exciting. I'm gonna really hit up a lot of home games this year, and it's nice to be being in the Barclays. It's a lot cheaper than the Garden.
Is it okay? And through 2 games, Brianna Stewart's averaging 28.5, 12 rebounds, a steal and a half at her size is crazy.
Yeah.
Now the only problem is the other 2 are not playing as well, and that's what cost them in the first game.
Yeah.
Do you think the WNBA should expand? With all the girls that are getting cut like right after the year they get drafted and everything.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Do you think there should be an expansion? At least like 2 more teams?
Yeah, I definitely think they need an expansion. Definitely not 30 because like, they're already like having time promoting what they have. So I would say add a few teams to just like put their games out more. Like I think yesterday or something, they were only like 2 or 3 WNBA games on, and like it was on one of them was on Twitter or Facebook.
Yeah.
What are you doing? You're not going to promote your product like that.
As of now, they have 12 total teams.
Yeah, you definitely have to expand that because getting drafted just literally to be cut before the season, that's
so
nonsense.
If you get to 14 and 4, if you get to 14 teams, you could go 7 and 7, have split divisions, and then you could have an East and a West. Like I don't see why they haven't gotten to that yet.
And at this point, I would say let everybody make the playoffs or like something like that. Well, not everybody, like maybe not the bottom 2 teams, but yeah, you just have to like do something like generate more excitement.
See, but like, what next year would be the perfect time to expand? The one of the two expansion teams gets Caitlin Clark, and the other
Yeah,
team gets
Angel
what
Reese.
Angel Reese or somebody like that, and that's the foundation for a team right
Yeah,
there.
they definitely need to hit on like the Caitlyn coming out. That could like be their revolutionary player because that Iowa game, man, everybody was too. That's the
Right.
most I saw by the time I talk about women's sports.
This is the most we've talked about women's sports.
Yeah.
Um, but no, I mean, I think this WNBA season is interesting. The Aces are so loaded. The Liberty are loaded. I think it's more of like, can the Liberty make it? Because the Mystics are still good. Like, there's
Hmm.
other good teams out there. It's interesting.
Yeah.
But the Aces are so loaded. I think they're going to be in the finals no matter what. Um, we got what? One more thing. What? Boston survives.
Hmm.
Were you surprised with Boston winning Game 4?
No, because this is gonna sound crazy because they was down 3-0. I still think they're a team. So
Yeah,
like
I do too.
them winning wasn't really that surprising to me because they could have easily won the first two games. Game three, I don't know what happened. The first quarter was kind of competitive. Then it's just like Miami just started cheesing.
Yeah.
So I wasn't surprised that they won game five. I was kind of surprised, like watching it at halftime. They was down six. I was like, oh snap, this is down six. Maybe they will like go the rope. But
Mm-hmm.
now going into the game, I did have them. But in the first half, I was a little nervous. But then they just exploded in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, and Tatum like finally took over in the third quarter. Everything was working because of Tatum. Like,
Yeah,
I don't, I just he's so confusing, man.
he's so good at driving, and he's an underrated rebound. I don't know why he just decides to jack 8, 9 threes a game.
But if you get to the basket twice, they're going to give you a little more space. Your step back's going to work even better. I just don't like he doesn't back down as much anymore. He used
Yeah,
to get the ball on the wing and back you down and
yeah, he
take the
definitely, yeah,
Kobe
he used
fade
to post up
away.
a lot.
Let's see. So here's been the big difference is Miami's had a big quarter in each of their wins.
Yeah,
So in game 3, they had the third quarter 32-17. In game 2, their fourth quarter, they won 36-22. In game 1, their third quarter, they won 46-25. Miami had every time Miami wins, they have a massive quarter. And if you look back in game 4, Boston won the third quarter 38-23.
yeah,
Boston can still like make this a series. Like game 5 in Boston. You can't tell me why Boston doesn't lose or win that game.
yeah. And if
Unless Jimmy is absolutely nuclear, they should win game 5.
yeah, and the thing is, usually when you're down 3-0, you're just like down to like the better team. In this scenario, like we said, I think Boston is better. So if there's ever a time for a 3-0 comeback to happen, I think it's now. Especially like when you factor in this era, like the 3-point shot, that's kind of just deciding games. It's whoever harder from three that night is going to win the game.
I want to see the first 3-0 comeback. I want to see it. I'm into it. Um, are you going to pick the Nuggets no matter who wins?
Yeah.
I just feel like it's Jokic's year. And Murray has been really good too. I don't want to discredit Murray, but he is not the reason they're winning these games.
Mm-hmm.
When you're playing with somebody as good as Jokic, your game is so much easier to play.
Yeah.
Like I feel like people are like now they're just trying to discredit Jokic by saying how good Murray's been. Everything Murray does usually starts with Jokic having the ball at the top of the key.
Yeah.
So like he shot the ball really well. He's a good shot maker, but let's not forget why everything's happening the way it is. We don't really have a lot left this week. It's been kind of a slow week.
Were you surprised by the late? Well, yeah, we both were because I think you had Nuggets in like 6 or something like that.
I didn't expect the Lakers to get swept.
Yeah.
But I do want to say, if we're going to really start discrediting people for, getting swept and things like this, we're going to have like to look back at history and really go over some of these people's resumes because at this point, why are we just trying to discredit LeBron? Like you don't even have to have him above MJ if you really don't want to. But to say anything else is kind of crazy. Like he's probably the second best player ever. I feel like it's pretty secure at this point. What I mean, like, what? How do you feel about it? Because people are just saying whatever they want just to say it at this point.
Um, of course, getting swept is never good, but I don't like it notches him down or something. Like, let's say you still had like a LeBron was debatable with like Magic or Kobe. I don't think this is like the factor that settles it at nothing. They shouldn't have got swept, but it happens. But I don't think it's going to lower him.
No, I agree. They should not have gotten swept. But LeBron goes out and gets what 40, 11, and 9, and you're telling me it's LeBron. I don't know. I feel like it's gotten a little bit worse with him being on the Lakers too.
Yeah.
Here's how we're going to finish it off. I've got a bunch of trades for you. I want you to tell me which team says no. Are you ready?
Yep.
All right. First trade. Trae Young to Shanghai for. Okay. Sorry. Let me get. Okay. This one's a little bit out there, but think of like try to think of all the factors. Franz Wagner, Wendell Carter, Jalen Suggs, 2 picks for Joel Embiid.
I don't see how that.
Who says no? Magic or Philly?
Definitely Philly. They're not.
They definitely say no?
Yeah.
What if Embiid wants to leave, though?
I think you're going to need more from the MVP than Franz Wagner.
Franz, Wendell Carter, and Suggs, that's potentially 3 starters, and you get 2 draft picks.
That is no.
Okay, so all right, we'll keep going then. So Philly says no, even if Embiid wants to leave. Franz, Markelle Fultz, 2 picks for Dame. Who says no?
Dame himself.
Doesn't matter. Let's just say take him out of it. Which team says no?
I would say
you don't think Dame would want to go play with Paulo?
Yeah, I think the Magic would say no because you're not. Paulo's like 20, Dame's like 32, and he has probably about like 3 or 4 Dame years left. That timeline just nah.
Okay, so you think the Magic say no?
Yeah.
All right. What about DeAndre Hunter and Murray from Atlanta for Jaylen Brown? Who says no?
That I can see happening.
Okay, so you like that one?
Yeah, I think it helps Atlanta more. Yeah,
probably. Okay, so Jaylen Brown, Rob Williams, and a pick for Joel Embiid.
Yeah, but then I think Philly would go in like retool mode because Jaylen Brown is the one is not doing nothing.
Okay. Trae and DeAndre Hunter for Dame.
So you have Trae, Simons, Hunter,
Shaden Sharp.
Yeah, Shaden Sharp, and then you have Dame, Clint Capella. The Portland would accept Atlanta. I don't think that helps Atlanta because while obviously Dame is in trade, Dame and Clint Capella, I don't see that doing much in the East.
Well, it would be Dame, Murray.
Yeah,
Collins, Capella.
You would need like nuclear Dame if you want to reach the finals.
Isn't that what Dame wants?
Yeah, but if Dame and CJ ain't get it done, Dame and DeAndre Hunter not moving me. I mean, Dame and John Collins are not moving me.
All right, Franz Wagner, Jalen Suggs, the 11th pick for Jaylen Brown.
Brown's like 25, right? 25, 26?
I think he's 26 or 27, yeah, but he's right in that range. So it's a sign and trade pretty much. The money doesn't work, but I'm just saying, which team says no?
I would think the Magic do, just because like
you don't think the Magic would take Jaylen Brown?
Nah, just because like I think they're mad young and
but what's the point of being mad young when you're still losing? Because then you pair Jaylen Brown with Paulo and Wendell Carter. You're getting closer. Franz is good, but he's not Jaylen Brown.
You getting closer to like the play-in. But I don't know if they're going to trade Franz
They
for
were
that.
almost in the play-in this past year.
It is.
Okay. All right. Let's see. All right. This one I thought was pretty interesting. Tell me if I'm off on this one. Chet, Holmgren, Giddey, Lou Dort, and a pick for Joel Embiid.
Yeah, I think they accept that.
You think Philly would accept it?
Yeah.
I think that'd be fun. I think it'd be a very fun trade. You get SGA and Embiid together?
Yeah, I think they accept that.
Okay, and then here's the last one. Dame Lillard for Jaylen Brown and Marcus Smart.
They'll do that in a second.
Both teams would?
Yeah.
I like that one. I think that's kind of something they could actually look into because then you could put Simons at the point, Jaylen Brown at the 2, and then you got Sharp. I think that would be interesting for both teams. All right, well, Kinsey, there's all the trades I got for you. Sorry the Wizards couldn't do anything. They just don't have any assets.
You know what I mean? We got assets. We got yeah.
You got assets that nobody wants.
Danny Gaff. Danny Gaff.
He's your Thomas Bryant now. Like he's just.
We got Danny Gaff. He's a discount. Rudy Gobert. We call him layaway Rudy Gobert. We got Denny Avdia. We saw what happened when Rui took the leap. When Rory took the leap, hopefully Denny could take a leap like that. If not,
Rory took the leap by leaving. Washington's in trouble. That's all I got to say about it.
Denny just don't do it for me, man. He's.
Would you trade Bradley Beal and Kuz for Dame?
Yes. Yes.
I like it. I thought you would say yes. But...
And then we got that's Dame and KP.
That's playing. That is playing.
That's Dame and KP. We just got to add a few things to that. Maybe Fred VanVleet.
Oh, yeah, you're just going out again. If you thought Cleveland's backcourt was small, you guys are really going small.
We got Denny on the wing playing defense.
Jeez. Oh yeah, he's the best. What is he? The best defensive player in terms of running 3-point shooters off the line.
That matters in today's NBA.
All right, Kenzie, you got anything else for us before we get out of here?
Hope that the series is extended because if not, then we're just gonna have nothing until next Thursday. So if you're just a fan of basketball, hope this goes 6 or 7.
We as a podcast needed to go a couple more games just for content purposes. But quick episode today, guys. We just want to get in here and talk about a couple things. Jokic, some trades, some stuff like that. The Lady Liberty, who are a title contender, and other than that, we're guys get out of here. Kinsey, where can they find us?
On Twitter at Big HO, not big, at HOA. Instagram, House of Agendas. We on Tumblr now too.
Wow.
And our MySpace account's still up there. House of Agendas.
If you're not in our top 8, we don't fuck with you. And then like and subscribe on YouTube.
Most importantly, YouTube.
We need those subs. And other than that, guys, we will see you potentially next week, depending on how much content we can come together with. HOA out.